Hey there, Chandler here, coming live. Hopefully you're doing great today. I wanted to come on and really talk about how I scaled my initial first fitness business with only $20 a day in ad spend. I didn't start off with this massive amount of funding, these massive skills. I just grit it and bear it and really put myself in a place to where I was able to scale through a couple of specific steps. And that's what we're going to go over today. I actually wrote this out on my personal profile. So if you just click my profile, you can go and see the text-based version of what I'm going to talk about today. But if you're joining me live, give me a hashtag live in the comments. If you're joining me after the fact, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. If you're excited about what I'm going to talk about, drop an excited down below and let me know where you're tuning in from so I know where this community is coming from. It's kind of cool to see everybody collected together in this group and to kind of understand and know where everybody's coming from. But when I first started my fitness business, so I originally owned a gym and I was able to transition from the gym to an online platform during the pandemic, which was a great idea. I didn't have to suffer and go through all the things that people did in the pandemic. So selling that before was an amazing thing. But then when I moved into the online world, I had experience with ads. I had experience running ads for my gym. I had experience running ads from a couple other things. But ultimately, as I moved into the online world, it was a different game. I didn't want to start and put all the capital I had into this new venture. I wanted to be able to build this thing up from scratch and really have a proof of concept that I was able to scale this as well and not just have something that I dumped a bunch of money into so it worked. So the way I started looking at this was it was a while back, but the gym I originally started was in 2009. So that's when I really started understanding ads. And back then it was a way different structure. It was a lot easier. So then we move into this online world and it's a global platform. So we're not just advertising to someone locally, which is easy. You just write out some text, you put your city name and 5 miles around your location and it's done. But when you're running ads to a national or global thing, like an online platform, you have to be a little more cognizant of the way you're running them. So the way I started was I tested a bunch of different audiences like we teach in Paid Traffic Millionaire. So I tested like 5-10 different audiences. I tested some lookalikes from the lists I had in the gym, and I tested a couple of different aspects. And once I got audiences that were actually converting, I noticed that they would produce leads sort of, for lack of a better term, haphazardly. And what that means is I would get a bunch of leads on like Thursday and then a bunch on Sunday, and then the rest of the week I might get none. And what I figured out though was if I let the ads just run, once they were producing like that, I would get leads and I would get consistency in my ability to sell. So then what I would do was after that, as long as I left the ads alone, they produced leads. And yeah, some of them were low quality, but for the most part, if I got volume, I was able to convert these people over. And this is one of the big things. I think a lot of the times when we're running ads, we try too hard to pre-qualify people. And because we try so hard to pre-qualify people, we reduce our ability to have volume in terms of our lead flow. And then we reduce our ability to actually sell. Inside of our next level program, I did a training on the most important metrics that you need to be aware of in order to run your ads. And I think what you have to recognize is the most important metrics we want to pay attention to in the beginning are our sales metrics. I want to pay attention to my response rate in Messenger. I want to pay attention to my book rate. I want to pay attention to my close rate, my show rate. All of those things I can easily adjust if I have the volume of leads coming in. Now, off $20 a day with a fitness program, you can pretty much get away with running your ads and you're going to get leads for around $8 to $10, $8 to $12. That's going to put you in a pretty good zone. Anything below 8, what I've noticed is it gives you these terrible quality leads. You just have to be careful trying to go too low. But what really made the difference for me, and let me know if this is helpful so far, just drop a helpful in the comments. And if you're joining me live, give me a hashtag live in the comments. If you're joining me for the replay, just give me a hashtag replay in the comments. But what really made the difference for me was my ability to follow up and sell. It wasn't even the ads. What I figured out was if I left the ads alone, the ads would produce the leads that I needed and it would produce the volume to give me the amount of sales opportunities that I needed in order to be able to move forward and win. So what did I do? I was a savage in my follow-up. As soon as someone came in, I would message them within 5 minutes. And I learned that in the gym world because gyms are notorious for like a 95% no-show rate. So as soon as someone comes in, within 5 minutes, they get a phone call or a text message, depending on what I can get a hold of them with. Then if they don't respond or answer that, I'm going to message them three times that same day. Then I'm going to message them every day for the next 7 days straight. Why? Because I need to get multiple touch points in front of these people in order to prove to them that I'm not a scam artist and to prove to them that I'm someone worth listening to. When someone initially opts in for your message, they're on their phone, they're watching cat videos, you're just a distraction. And so you have to become the distraction that they want to pay attention to in order to give you the time of day. a lot of people think that you're going to be annoying, that people are going to get upset with you. And the people who are annoyed and get upset, you give them an easy ability to opt out. Like, hey, if you're tired of getting my messages, just type stop. Make sure you consistently give them the ability to opt out of your messaging so that way they don't feel trapped. And normally people do know how, but don't assume. So that's number one, follow up immediately and follow up like a savage. But then at the same time, what I was doing was I was sending them an email every day. So an email every day, I would send videos, I would send content pieces, I would send long form stuff, I would send call to actions, a contact piece every single day. And you know what that did? I started to get leads who were buying from email and booking phone calls from email. I would get people a year later booking phone calls and buying off of a phone call from an email. I would send text messages once a month as like a reoffer, text messages as like, hey, are you still interested in this thing? Hey, I've got this new thing. You want it? And so what this did was it gave me a platform to utilize the $20 a day in ad spend, which if I was getting a $10 lead, it's going to give me two leads a day. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like 12 leads a week. So of those 12 leads a week, I was milking them completely dry because I wanted to be able to produce the maximum efficiency out of that ad spend as possible. And this is the reason most people fail in their ads. And before I go forward, let me know if this is helpful. Just drop a helpful down in the comments if you're watching and this is helpful. This is the most important aspect to your ads, is being able to utilize this follow-up effectively to be able to squeeze the most juice out of the ad spend that you put in. Most people, when they try to follow up, they do it once or twice and they completely give up. And that's not what we want. We want people to actually pay attention to us and we want to pay attention to them and we want to be consistently in front of them. And that's what's going to get us the ability to get 3, 5, 10x ROI out of our ability to sell. And so from this, I was able to take a fitness offer that was $3,200 off $20 a day in ad spend. My goal was to get 1 client a week initially. I hit 1 client a week from follow-up actively, and I turned that into 2, 3, 4, 5 a week. And all of a sudden we had this massive thing that we were using and we created this snowball impact from the ability to follow up off this beginning ad spend. And this is the mindset shift that we have to create in ads. It's not just book the call today, get the lead today, and hope and pray that they close, or I don't think my mic was even plugged in. But book the call today, get the lead in today, or give up on them. That's not the mindset we need to have. What we need to have in the mindset is I'm going to generate the lead today from my paid ads, and I'm going to work those leads for the rest of my life or until they unsubscribe. That's ultimately how you can get the most out of your ads. And that's ultimately the real reason that most people fail. They don't follow up effectively and they don't follow up consistently. And sometimes it's because they don't know what that means. What follow up means is following up with them that day, consistently, multiple times that day, then consistently every day. Then you kind of lay off a little bit and you follow up with them every day via email, once every 30 days via text. But you're on top of their mind and you're on their thoughts so much that you establish multiple touch points and you build a relationship with these people so they feel like you actually, number one, care. Number two, you're not a scam artist because you've managed to be around for this long. And number three, you're someone worth paying attention to. And then when they do need help, they figure out you're the only one who's been consistently in front of them and they convert. So this is how I was able to take a measly $20 a day in ad spend and turn it into a 10K, 20K plus a month business that was able to grow and scale exponentially. And I didn't have to keep feeding ad spend into the system. Yes, we increased our ad spend, but by following up, I was able to get as much as humanly possible out of the minimal ad spend I had in the beginning in order to be able to grow and scale and not see this thing get stagnant and kind of fall by the wayside. Now, let me know if this makes sense. Is this helpful? Just drop a helpful down in the comments if this is helpful to you. If you have any questions, drop those down in the comments. And if you want access to the entire messenger follow-up matrix, how to do this, what we send, the exact phrases, the wording, all of that stuff, it's inside the Paid Traffic Millionaire program that people are crushing it inside. If you're not inside that program, just comment $1 down below and I'll give you access to that program for a $1 trial. And then you'll see if you like it. If you don't, that's fine too. But this is the thing. Remember, lead comes in. If your ad spend is minimal, you need to milk that lead for as much as humanly possible. You need to make sure that you're following up so much that you are the only person who's top of mind when they actually do need the help that they need. Don't fall into the mindset trap that you're making people feel upset with you or that you're getting in front of them too much or that you're a bother. Because if you're the person that's not doing it, someone else is doing it, they're going to get the client. So it's either do or die, just like Yoda says. There is no try in the business game. You got to make it happen. There's no other way around it. So that's it. That's all I've got to say. If you found this helpful, just drop a helpful down in the comments below. If you want my video I did on how to do follow-up and sales training inside this group, the free Facebook group that we have, just comment sales training and I'll tag you in it. But that's it. I will talk to you all later.